This is the front of the train station, and I'll now video just a short walk, speeded up to the start of parkrun. So this morning, going to do the Lucca parkrun course. I've done it before, but it's a lovely sunny day this time. It would just stopped raining last time I came. From the station, it's all of 200 metres. You come out of the station, turn to the left. 150 metres, you get through the entrance through the walls into Lucca. Turn left, and then this slope here. I'll just turn the camera. You just come up this slope. Turn to the right, and the start is 20-30 metres just here along this way. And this is where the start of the parkrun is. So the course here starts, because it's not exactly 5k around the walls, I think it's 4.8k. You set up in the direction the camera's facing. And where the people are in the distance, you just go around a little loop to the left, and then you come back this way and then do one complete lap of the walls. It's all, I would say it's all flat, but there is a slight, it's just where there's the ramps up to the wall. There are some little bits where it goes up and down, but only slightly. This morning I'm just going to do the Mura di Lucca parkrun on my own. We're stopping in Lucca, so I've actually done the parkrun before, but it was a bit of a overcast day and it had been raining just at the start. Looks much nicer when the sun's out and the sky's blue. So it's all run on the walls that go around Lucca on lovely wide paths, all nice tarmac paths. We set off in a clockwise direction, as you can see here. And we're going to go a few hundred metres. We do a little loop and then come back along this path and do one full lap of the walls once you pass the where you started, just looking over the hills. I say the course is flat, it is, but where they get to the corners and the ramps come up onto the wall, there can be just the slightest bit of undulation there, nothing much. I certainly have done flatter courses than this, but it was classed as very flat. And lovely wide paths all the way around as well. So at this point here, we're just going to go left here and just do a little loop and then come back the way we've just come. Again, just looking at the mountains. As you get further round, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but the highest peaks were still covered in snow. Not a cloud in the sky this morning. And here I've nearly done the loop just here. So we're back on now to the main path that goes around the walls of Lucca, Mura di Lucca. And we're now heading in an anti-clockwise direction. So heading here back towards where the start was. Once we get to where the start is, it's one full lap. When you've done the full lap as well, this is a nice long straight to the finish. As you come round where that loop was, you can see the finish funnel, which would be just on the left. I'm going to have to come back again as well when all the trees are in leaf. I came at this same time of year last year actually, 1 year ago today when I came. And it was a very hard decision not to do Lucca parkrun, but I hadn't done Terme parkrun, so I went over there on the train. It's only 25 minutes on the train to get there, a 10-minute walk from the station. So we're almost back now where we started, just by this building on the left. This is where the finish will be, just here. It's worth mentioning there are no toilets at the start of this parkrun, but if you've come from the station has a little cafe bar that's open, and as long as you buy a drink you can use the toilets. They usually have the key. The toilet is locked, you need the key to get in there. And actually there are some at the end of the station as well, on platform 1 as you go into the station. On the right hand side is €1. And then this ramp just to the left, just here, if you go down that's the ramp you would walk up if you come to get to the start of the parkrun. There's a few coffee shops down there which were, as I walked this morning, I'm earlier than parkrun, and they were both open. So where this ramp is, we did just go slightly down, and we've just gone slightly up again now. Once you get to just here, it's flat again now. So as I was just saying, there are some coffee shops that are open as long as you buy a drink. They're quite happy for you to use the toilets. Pass through about 3 of these like this as you go around the walls. So you're just at the highest point there, and then there's just a slight little just coming down and then back onto the flat again now, just here. I'm obviously running early in the morning, so it's nice and quiet on the walls, but on a weekend there can be hundreds and hundreds of people walking around the wall. You can hire bikes to walk around as well. And then you get these towers around the wall as well that you can see just on the left, just there. There is the famous one with the tree on top as well. So obviously today I'm not trying to push a really fast pace at all, just I want to run a fastish time, but not push myself too hard. And it's also hard, there isn't anyone else there to follow or be pushed along by. You can see on the left there's a ramp there. There's ramps up and down the wall all the way around. As you can see, you get just slight little left curves to the left, and then long straight sections. And when we set off, you could see my shadow on the ground was in front of me. It's now almost behind me. As we go around the wall, it'll suddenly come round again and be in front of me. Certainly plenty to look at when you run around here as well. You've got the beautiful city on the left, and you've got on the right, you've got all the hills and mountains. As you can see, apart from the little ramps up and down, this course is 100% flat in between any of those little sections, and lovely smooth wide paths as well. I think this has to be one of my favourite parkrun courses that I've ever done. That's why it was such a hard decision not to do it again on Saturday, but I shall come back here again and do it again. And we're coming up here to the next little left turn. And as you get to all these little turns, on most of them you get these little areas on the right which have, the first one was the one we ran around with the tarmac paths. Some of them have tarmac paths, some of them just got gravel loops, and some have just got grass on them. See the mountains in the distance. Even though I had a sort of a nice steady slow start, I'll pick my pace up a little bit now. Just getting more into trying to do negative splits each kilometre a little bit faster than the last one. And again, we've just gone up a tiny little bit. We're only talking 1 foot at the most, maybe, possibly 2 feet, nothing more than that, and then a little bit back down on this side just here. So nice as well. Early March, very early March, first weekend, and you can feel the warmth of the sun. It's lovely. Up to another little left turn just here, and on some of these areas like there you get buildings, there's coffee shops at some of these places as well. Nice ramp down to the left there. Good job the course doesn't go up and down those ramps, that would make it a very tough 5k course. As you can see on here as well, you do get vehicles come round here as well, and at any time of the day, if you're going round, even when they're really busy, you can get an odd vehicle going round. When you run around here as well, even though I've run around here a few times because I tend to get up early and run around each morning when I'm staying in Lucca, so I should probably do it 3 or 4 times on this trip, and I did last year. I still never seem to recognise when I'm close to the finish. As you get to the corner and you can see the little areas like that first loop you do, you're thinking, is this the last little corner I'm getting to? Is that straight to the finish? It always confuses me every time. I should look at my watch more and see what the distance is really. Another left turn coming up. As you can see, my shadow's come back round now in front of me. And we're well over halfway around now as well. across there. I can see I don't think the camera will pick it up, but I can see the snow on top of the mountains in the distance. I think if there isn't a Mura di Lucca running club, I might move here and start one. Could happily run around here every day. It'd be great for a running club as well. It's got a 5k loop on a lovely tarmac path that's flat. It's got ramps up and down onto the wall for hill sessions. A little curve to the left here. Shouldn't be too many more now. We're just coming up to about 15 minutes of running time here. These walls around Lucca, I was reading they're among the best preserved Renaissance fortifications in Europe. The second largest intact example of a fully walled Renaissance city. I think Nicosia in Cyprus is the other one. And it's saying these current walls replaced earlier medieval and Roman fortifications, and they were built around just after the start of the 16th century. 1504 I think was the date that I read about them, and it took nearly 150 years for them to be completed. And it also said the walls, which were built to protect the city, never actually seen military use as well. And it also said that the only times the walls had ever been really put to the test was in, I think it was 1812, when I can't remember the name of the river, Serchio River, flooded. All the doors were closed and reinforced, and it kept like a relative water tightness for all the centre of Lucca. And this walkway around the top, like a pedestrian promenade, was only created around 1820s into a pedestrian promenade, which is really nice. There are some parts of the earlier walls that were built, but they're now well within the city. Porta San Gervaso is one of the eastern gates, which is still all intact and nice, but no longer on the walls surrounding it. Is well within the city. So not much further to go now, just another couple of corners and straight sections. So as you go on these little corners, you get these areas on the right. I remember now these names they call bulwarks, and there are 11 of these around the wall. These were sort of defensive elements built on the wall. see on the right, as we go left here on the right, this is one of the bulwarks, and the first one when we're running in the other direction was the one that you do a little loop round. Just pointed to those two women, totally oblivious to the fact a vehicle was coming towards them behind them. I don't know what these little structures were called. I can't remember if they were named or if we were told about them. But again, you've just gone up just a foot, 2 feet at the most to get onto it, and then a slight little down slope just here. So again, just a little left turn, just because there's the ramp up, the path just drops down a little bit and then just goes up. I remember this scaffolding when I ran around yesterday, so there's just one little bit of one more left turn and then the finish straight. Yeah, so here we are, this bulwark on the right just here. This is the one that we just, when we started running in the other direction, we just ran around here. So we'll take the shortest route round this corner. It's lovely and wide now. And this effectively is the finish straight just here. So once you get here, you can see you'll be able to see the finish funnel, which will be on the left hand side. So I've run round today, it'll be about 22 minutes. I did do it yesterday in 21 minutes dead yesterday morning. I did film that as well, but I forgot to put the camera on the wide angle setting, so the video's a little bit narrow. So I just thought I'd film again today. I would have normally just run round today rather than filmed again. This is it, this is where the finish would be, just here. The volunteers will be here cheering you as you cross the line. I'm just going to just slow my pace down slowly and just warm down a little bit. So that's it, that is the Mura di Lucca park run. Not actually a park run, but just so that you can see the course, how lovely it is. It's certainly my current favourite park run course. There's one of the coffee shops I think they go to after the park run, which is actually open now early in the morning. Get a drink, get a toilet in there. And this street's got lovely magnolias on this as well. This was the nearest coffee shop to the start of the park run. It's not actually open at the moment, but it is a bit early at the moment. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet, but I suspect, especially in summer, it would be open by then. Again, buy a drink, use the toilet.